Let's go.
Jamie Fodonnell asks, who's your most hated video game character? I'd probably say Porky Minch, actually, from Mother. I mean, seriously, this guy is just such a gigantic arsehole in so many senses of the word. Seriously, if you do anything cruel and heartless because you're bored, or just looking to kill some time, you can honestly go to hell, because, I won't say anything else, but at the risk of spoiling Mother 3, but this guy is a gigantic dickhead, okay? So, bad. Golossus117 asks, why Rabbid Luigi? This is actually quite a good story. Back in December of 2010, Arse Like a Flame, Fiery Joker, Midi Master 127, all these amazing people, bang, inspiration, want to join the community, and so I just started to plan some of my future videos, what order I'd make them in, and how to, go about becoming popular, that sort of thing. But, slightly inevitably, I completely overlooked what to actually call myself. So I actually spent, like, a whole sort of week and a bit, trying to think of a name that would suit my personality, and what I'd hope my channel would become in the future. So I basically combined my favourite underrated plumber, and the fantastically insane Rabbids, and, Rabbid Luigi, it's kind of simple. Homestar Fan 13 asks, what is your favourite game for the 3DS so far? I haven't actually bought many 3DS games, but the ones I have played, I'd have to say Ocarina of Time 3DS. Because it's just, I don't know, it feels... I mean, the original was fantastic, People get this idea that I don't like Ocarina of Time because I prefer Majora's Mask, but I love Ocarina of Time. It's a fantastic game. But what they did for the 3DS is they, somehow, I'm not quite too sure how, they managed to improve it. I mean, I'm saying this now, it's better than the original. The menu system's much more, not responsive, but it's much faster menu system, Comes in handy with the water temple. I mean, my god, that's much, much better this time round. And much more flexible controls as well, with the gyroscope, and the accelerometer and that sort of thing. Also, if you're interested, the only other games for the 3DS I've got are Mario Kart 7, which is a very good game, and slightly inevitable Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater 3DS, which is a good game, but it hasn't exactly made the switch to the 3DS as well as Ocarina of Time, because there's a lot of slowdown and cutscenes, and not quite what I would have liked from the game, really. Evil Satera, I'm guessing that's right, asks, what are some of your favourite video game weapons? I'm going to have to be really boring and just look at Metal Gear, because it's Japanese and it's war and it just works really well. I'd say, looking at MGS4, the solar gun is basically a handgun which uses solar power to completely immobilise your enemies. It chucks out any goodies they have, and it's just really cool. And the fact that Snake points it into the air to charge it and shouts a lot when using it, it's really cool. Also the emotive tranquilizer you can get, which cause your opponents to be overwhelmed in a particularly strong emotion and start shooting their comrades. And the more obvious, well, not I want to say obvious, but I love MGS3. And the Patriot. The Patriot is just such a cool weapon. It's a carbine machine pistol with infinite ammo, and frankly, you can't get much better than that, really. MaxiBoy516 asks, which countdown artist would you like to do a collab with? This is a very interesting question, because you may remember that stage at the beginning of the year when I was collabing with basically anything that moved, and that's because, well, I just really love collabs. I'd love to make another list of Utter Spartan, as well as Forkle's Minion, and even Hardy's Forever. I didn't forget about that one, that was a fun list to make. And he's actually started showing up now on YouTube, so might be an idea. But it's also my ambition to work with other sort of great talents on YouTube, really. I mean, other than the obvious Artarika Flame, the Fiery Joker, and Medium Master 127, my inspiration to starting this thing, I'd probably say the Tree's Apprentice is my next ideal collab partner, because, I saw Worst Unova Pokemon, and my god, this boy can script. That list was so funny. If you haven't seen it, just watch it. Ignore your Pokemon allegiances. Don't get pissed off because he put, oh, he's put that Pokemon there, I'm gonna dislike because I'm such a troll. Just watch it, it's so funny. Glasshouse828 asks, do you like YouTube poop? No. Well, it depends really. When it's done properly, it can be really funny. But I've seen way too many sort of mediocre YTPs, and, you know, I'm just not drawn to them. I think that's the problem. IP+12? What is it with you guys and your funny nicknames? IP+12 asks, which video game do you think has the best soundtrack? I have actually covered this before, but it was my first countdown, and it's not very good. Or, you know, the entries are fine. It's just it was with Movie Maker and as a text and a music countdown. It's the first one I made, and it's not particularly good. But I put Okami at number 1, and I stand by it. There are a lot of games out there with really good soundtracks, and often the majority of the tracks on there are, you know, really, really good. But Okami, with it, every single last song on the soundtrack just blows my brain into smithereens. I mean, sometimes when I'm writing a script and I need a bit of background music, I put on a playlist of the Okami OST, and it works really well, you know. Mega WTF Gamer asks, what is your real name? My real name is Howard Patrick Barkshire, and I'm so British that I actually shit the Queen. Seriously though, my name's Will Allen. The Blazer Sam asks, what is the most overrated Pokemon in your opinion? I'm not a huge fan of the whole overrated, underrated issue because I'm all for opinion as long as you can explain it, basically. There's people who say, oh, I don't like this Pokemon cause it's crap. Fine, just explain it. And if it's a crap excuse like, it looks funny, then it's a bad excuse. At which point, I effectively ignore them. However, because I'm entitled to, you asked it, I shall answer, I'd probably say that, you know, Charizard is right up there as the king of overrated Pokemon. It's not a bad Pokemon, it's actually really good. But I don't think it's fantastic, I think it's good, but it's not the best Pokemon ever. It's the problem. And it's not really the fact that lots of people like it either, it's the fact that people often completely ignore any other Pokemon in favour of the most popular Pokemon, after Pikachu, of course. Hinarity14 asks, what future lists are you going to make? I think it's just best if I list them off for you. There's the top 10 Mario Games contest, which is coming up next, which should be a very large, detailed list. You know, I've gone all out with this thing. It's like I said in the actual video advertising this, it's about 10 pages long. It's huge. Then after that, it's top 40 favourite Super Smash Bros. Characters. Holy cow, that's gonna be difficult. That's my project over the summer. Want to get that done. It's gonna be pretty big. It's 40, of course it's gonna be big. And of course it's favourite, so it's not like, you know, this one's best because it does that. This one's best and this one's crap. It's my favourite, which means it's not entirely affected by actually how good the character is. It's how I play with the character. What else? Then there's top 15 most shocking video game moments, which is a list which I've actually managed to pick up recently. I'll explain that more when I get around to it though, because it's kind of complicated. And there will be a large countdown, which I shan't say for now, because I want to be a tricky little bugger, for my 2-year anniversary on YouTube. I'm not quite too sure when I'm going to start making that. I kind of half know what I'm going to do, but other than that, no, I'm none the wiser. We'll see. My good pal, the Kenster64 asks, would you ever consider doing a Let's Play? Well, the interesting thing is that I have actually started an LP, but not on this channel. I started an LP of Super Mario World with the gaming family, and even though I've only made like 1 episode so far, I do plan to continue it at some point. I have no idea when I will continue it, but I will, damn it. It will be it's a fun game. You know, I love playing that. I love talking over top of it, even though some of my commentary sometimes is a bit nonsensical. But other than that, I would love to do an LP of games which I have a lot to say about, like Star Fox Adventures, and probably also Skyward Sword as well. I've got a hell of a lot to say about that game. Maybe if I get a Dazzle sometime in the future, I'll give it a go. Hinaritu Naruto. That's a hard name to say. Hinaruto 12. Hinaruto 12. 12 is 14. Not 12. Hinaruto 14 asks, what future list are you going to make?